Hello and welcome back. Alright, so we are about to take on the Reckless Brothers camp, which does have a hedge knight in it. It also has some, well, a few sharpshooters. So we'll wait for night time before we go. The lineup is thus, and Esvik here will be using some nets. I would imagine that probably only the hedge knight kind of demands netting. We'll see though, might need those on some of the others, depending on how it goes. Anyways, let's begin camping here. Right, so that's night time. Well, good luck to us. "16 enemies. Once again, the terrain here is, well, I'd say it's pretty bad. Might be that it's worse than the last hill brigand camp we took on. Also, yeah, it's kind of silly that we don't get the music. We know what's inside. We do know what's inside. Anyways, begin with waiting, I suppose. Let's see how badly we get punished by the sharpshooters. Alright, time to take a look at these chances here. Sharpshooter uses aimed shot, misses Adalbert, 5% only. How much did you have, range defense-wise? 23? Well, not sure why you decided to go for him. And then we have quick shot, fails to bypass the cover. Chance 25, the shot diverts to Adalbert instead of Adelmar. Alright. This might even be the first hunting bow we've seen, which is kind of ludicrous. It's way over day 100. Anyways. Okay, crossbow misses. Gerhard, chance 9. Well, their chances, of course, will improve as we get closer, and closer we must get. It seems like a direct assault is basically the only option here. If I had a falcon, I guess I could see about that, though. So this might be very painful indeed. Let's see, what is your vision penalty? -1. Vision 3. I'll check who has vision. Okay, yeah, now I see a use, perhaps for scout. I don't have that for anyone. But if you have a falcon, then the vision bonus doesn't really help that much. Anyways, take a look here. Vision 2, Vision 3, Vision 6 for Adelmar. Is that because he has Night Owl? Yes. Alright. I'll still wait. Vision 4. Okay, Esvik, let's advance with you a bit. Alright, I think we'll go for the southern flank here. I would imagine that for now they are unwilling to come forward. Alright, so everyone converge in the south, I guess. That's the plan. That is the plan. Also, what is your vision? 3. Why did Esvik have a higher vision? Does he also have Night Owl? He has Eagle Eyes. Okay, well, makes sense. Makes sense. I'll use the Whirling Death. Probably next round for both of these guys. And I'll probably start with Hold Steady, but we'll see. I might decide to use Blitzkrieg as the first tactician ability used in this battle. Alright, so where's a good spot to move Adelmar? I guess he just joins the main assault. Assaulting fortresses like this will only get... Well, I guess I shouldn't say only get tougher, as we get more and more strong as time passes, but once they start having master archers, then... Well, you see what I mean. Alright, we see a highwayman. He has shot his shot and missed. Outlaw. Okay, well, I cannot inspect him any longer. Alright, I'll wait, see if they now perhaps are willing to actually go in melee. And what else happens here? We get hit a few times. Okay, go ahead and use Whirling Death, but don't go up just yet. Also, with better positioning, I guess I can make more use, get more use out of Exude Confidence. Could have maybe positioned nearby to Ludger and Gerbold. So it's at the beginning of, let's see, at the start of your turn. Okay, so I can't move here to get them confidence currently. Alright, so the question is, do I use Hold Steady now? Well, we are doing the frontal assault. I think I use Blitzkrieg next. So let's use Hold Steady probably now. Also helps against the ranged attacks, though we've already been shot at by the sharpshooter. Also with combo. Let's see, so that's going to be, if you start with a quick shot, it's going to be 4 and 5, so you can do both in one round for 9 action points. Well, the other way around works as well, of course. Alright, slow and steady wins the race. Well, that's what I keep telling myself. Okay, I'll use Whirling Death here. Let's not go up yet though. Probably use actually Eswig's rotation to move Gerbold. Erwin though, could go for that. Sadly I still can't see. I should probably spend the money on a Falcon at some point. Double check, did you have Steel Brow? You do have Steel Brow. Alright. Well, someone has to go first. Let's go first. And now it is Ludger's turn. Alright, take a look. So, Highwayman, Raider, a couple of sharpshooters that we see. Highwayman still has all of his action points. I could opt to use Ludger here to the east instead. There's a limited amount of space here anyway, and I want him to benefit as much as he can from dodge. I think I'll actually step down. I suppose it didn't really matter that much. He would have had... Yeah, he has 82 melee defense there. So this guy hitting is quite unlikely. Anyways, let's... yeah, let's use the rotation, I think. We'll see about the Hedge Knight. Probably have to nuke him down with the help of a net this time. Since we are kind of forced into doing this frontal assault. It's possible that the terrain was better here in the north for us, but who knows? Okay, I believe Hilmar does actually make this aggressive move. Double check if that's like reasonable though. I might actually, in hindsight, well, thinking about it now, I might actually want to move Ludger there at the beginning of the round. Which does, of course, put him at risk, but someone needs to do it. Yeah, I'll just make this move. We do still benefit from hold steady, of course, and then we can use the Blitzkrieg ability to hopefully alpha strike them into submission, mostly. Positioning, of course, in a situation like this is highly awkward. Probably just move Gerhard here. Alright, so Adalbert could, I guess, move there. He does have the whip, disarm. He does have, let's see, parry to help him out. And he does have the 9 lives. I guess I've mentioned the 9 lives like 24 times in this run already, but anyway. He also has support from Winrik's mace, so I guess this might be okay. Kind of depends a little bit, of course, on the palisades, well, how the palisade is positioned here, as well as how their troops are positioned, and I see neither of those facts. I could, however, also move up. That is something I can do. 5-man still has his action points as well. Let's see, so 30 melee defense plus 31 from parry. Not sure I want to move there, but I don't know, it might be fine. It might be fine. The thing is, I'm also going to be blocking some of the others if I do so, so I think I'll not. Let's see about this base, okay. Raider, Raider, Raider. Is there perhaps a point in actually moving next to the high ground here? They might have reach weapons somewhere. I don't know, this is perhaps a better spot. And then, like I said, we kind of have to use Winrik and maybe also Adelmar to support. Anyways, do nothing else, just end there. Guess I could have equipped the cleaver for having some more reach. That might have been a good idea. Maybe, I don't know. In any case, can I trust in Adelmar's ability to actually hit anything with these height differences? Probably not. So in that case, what the hell do I do with him? Have to wait for him to reach a high ground spot somewhere, which is potentially going to take a while. Have to clear some space. I'll take a look here. Can I actually have a good shot? Well, that's 47. That's like decent. And he does land it. Okay. Good work, I suppose. It's not the perfect spot by any means. Need to move him out of there pretty soon. And actually, since I did the rotation, did that actually accomplish anything? Since I can't take the high ground spot now that I moved Hilmar there. Well, I guess I can move there. So I will. And yeah, like I said, Winrik does need to help here, especially since I left Adelmar there. Someone might be ending up in that spot next to Adelmar. Maybe just move... Well, I suppose this is fine. Move there. Alright, and I do need to make some space. would help so much if I actually knew where they are, how they're equipped, etc, etc. I think I move like here and wait, actually, since they should be now engaging. So gives me some vision though. Yeah, I can get next to the sharpshooter and also see some more. I suppose not being hit by a crossbow potentially is worth it. And I don't see anything that dangerous yet, but the Hedge Knight is lurking somewhere in the darkness. Let's begin with that. Let's not passing step there. We can be hit by the flail here, as well as, yeah, like I said, the Hedge Knight is somewhere around. Don't see any stun possibilities here, so just end your turn. Right, things are happening. We have lured them out. Alright. So Randolph, since he's a duelist in Hardened, he wants to ideally engage with one enemy at a time or two at the most. So I suppose he now engages with the Highwayman. You'd also wait before I do anything though. But moving here does of course also clear some space. And puts him in a better position. This spot would be nice to have. I would like to have that for Erwin. It seems like that might not be happening, though he does have the knockback ability to perhaps manifest such positioning by himself. Anyways, let's just do that. It's not much, but it's a start. Alright, let's take a look here. 13 turns. 18, 14. 20. I only have the one rotation. Can't really leave Adelmar there. Or actually, let's double check this. So 14 turns, 13 turns. Okay, you act before this guy. So I can move him, it seems, to safety, which means I can move Adalbert now if I'd like. So what I could perhaps do... Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe he does want to stay there. It's a little bit awkward. At least if I want to use a disarm. I am putting Adalbert definitely at risk here. But like I've said in the past, since he felt his potential, I don't mind that much if and when he does bite the dust. One thing I could do is back off with all of these guys, since they're now going to be engaging with us. 14 turns. Though would this outlaw want to move next to Adelmar? That's entirely possible, I guess. I think I go for a disarm, get the cleaver out and then wait where he is. I think that's probably the best option here. There's a lot of firepower coming in, but we'll just have to deal with it. We of course have Hilmar, we have the adrenaline. We have ways of dealing with that, hopefully. Disarm there. Get the cleaver out. And wait. Alright. Speaking of Hilmar, does Hilmar now move already? 7. I would of course like to use the Reap ability, but there's no good Reap available. I will wait and see what happens. Raider coming in. Hit by a 39. Yeah, I can't rely on Ludger staying alive in a situation like that. Not when he's about to get surrounded, especially. Anyways, I suppose it's now time to use Blitzkrieg. So let's... can I move here and still use it? So it's 50 fatigue, right? So I cannot. Can I move here and use it? Yes. I have to use the backup plan, but I can use it from there. And we'll save Onslaught to the last, which I don't know if that's the correct order, but that's what I chose. Blitzkrieg hits everyone. Decided to move there and wait. Interesting choice. Anyways, now if I rotate Gerbold, he can actually attack this guy. So I suppose that's what we do. Which means Gerbold waits. Alright. Marauder. Is this the first one we've seen? Might be. No helmet. Does have steel brow though. Wielding a greatsword, so that's our first, I think, two-handed weapon we've seen. It claims it's at a condition of 2 out of 64. I don't believe that. It would break immediately if so. Anyways, seems semi-dangerous, but semi-easy to kill as well. I also have the Goblin Poison if I'd really like to use that, but I suppose we probably want to save it for the Hedge Knight. And also we can maybe plan around the knockback effect from the Goblin Crossbow. Does it still have that? Surely it has that. Shoot Heavy Bolt. Why do I not see that in the description? Weapon skills cost +2 fatigue. Okay, this I hadn't noticed. Interesting. I don't know. Well, anyways. Obviously reload. The question is, do I also shoot or do I back off? I think I back off. That also makes space for Winrick. And also, since I have combo, shouldn't that mean I can still shoot? Well, yeah, of course. Of course! So probably just shoot the Marauder and then back off, I guess. Okay, that's a good headshot. So move there. Is there a possibility of anyone getting to him now? No. So I don't think we'll be using the dog for any reason here. So we just end. 48. Yeah, I cannot rely on Adalbert staying alive there. Well, if he dies, it's for a good cause. So double check, did these guys, the outlaws, do they have rotation? Not as far as I can see. How about the sharpshooter? As far as I can see, no. So I would imagine that the outlaw will want to engage here in that case. Maybe even there. Because I'm about to block this. Yeah, I kind of predict Adalbert going down in this fight. Anyways, I suppose Erwin does take this spot. Is there anyone else who would move there, perhaps? Like maybe Hilmar. I don't really think that's necessarily a good idea, though. It's not like horrible, though. I do need to deal with the outlaw ASAP if I start killing these guys, though. I don't want to be hit by the flail. And Hilmar is the way to do it. And that's the location to do it from. So if I do that, if I move Hilmar there, then I could wait with Erwin to move to this spot. That at least keeps Adalbert a bit safer. However, I could also move on this flank, try to protect that, try to protect my heavy crossbow. So yeah, I don't know. Will Hilmar stay alive there is the question, I guess. And it all depends. We still haven't seen the Hedge Knight, for example. In any case, I think I can wait here. I'm not going to do anything with you. Winrick probably just moves there instead of here where Erwin is. I suppose Fahad might want to move maybe to where Erwin currently is, but we don't need to worry about that. So I will wait. You will do the rotation now. Okay, well, it's no longer an option to move there. Should have actually, yeah, should have seen that coming. Well, that means I don't benefit from the duelist perk anymore, and Adalbert is about to be surrounded. Well, he's kind of surrounded already. But the good news is that I can probably kill the Marauder here pretty quickly. And I also have, of course, Winrick's potential stun, and if not stun, then at least damage. So it's probably fine for a little bit. So, but now that this happened, am I still moving Hilmar there? If I do so, I think I still should probably target the Outlaw, but there's a case to be made to targeting the Marauder instead. I also need to get Ludger out of this spot, but that's going to be a little bit difficult, unless I kill this Highwayman pretty quickly here, which we might be able to manage with Gerbold. Plenty of things to consider. Yeah, I think we are going to move the Swordlands here, despite the risk. You just have to take some risks in the game. Anyways, Winrick here, I believe. And if I kill the Marauder now, it's even possible that the Hedge Knight is pretty close and ends up taking that spot, which would be pretty terrible. But if I wait, he cannot do that. Yeah, there's the Hedge Knight. And once again, a two-handed flail. Well, that's terrible. That is utterly terrible. Now Adalbert's chances of surviving have gone down even more. Well, like I said, it's not like that big of a deal if he does die. I do, of course, need to deal with the Marauder. That does clear space. Which means the Hedge Knight is... Yeah, the Hedge Knight is going to be a problem very soon here. My nets are way over here as well. So... I guess I could say that I made a positioning error here. Anyways, I think we go for a decapitation here, but it's kind of, I don't know, is ironic the right word? But once I get rid of this threat that I need to get rid of, that essentially might be actually worse because of the Hedge Knight coming in. He's the biggest threat in the field. Don't have a net. I cannot disarm the Hedge Knight because they have savage strength. Come on, let me inspect that. Immunity to disarm. Terrible. How about if I leave the Marauder alive? Is that in any situation a good idea? Now him I could disarm. However, I've already spent my action points disarming this guy. Which might have been a mistake, yeah. Plenty of mistakes, it seems. How about going for the stun on him instead? That leaves him alive, which means he's blocking the Hedge Knight, which means the Hedge Knight will have to go the long way around. Also, if I do score the stun, that's an AoE daze, thanks to Shockwave, which helps against these guys. I think that might be what I kind of have to do to maximize our chances here for Adalbert, and also well, the longer that Adalbert stays alive, the better the rest of our chances are. So we are not going to attack the Marauder, I guess. Not with decapitation, at least. I guess I could go for a regular attack on him, which might make it easier for Winrick to hit him with the stun, as he might get a morale check. And also, if I don't use the decapitation, I save some fatigue. Okay, let's do that. And he misses. I guess I can still go for a decapitation. With Steelbrow. I guess this won't even kill. Okay, fine. It's the body. Don't get the morale check though, and now we are fatigued out in a rather nasty spot. Well, good luck to you, Adalbert. I chose that location for you. Now you have to live with that. For as long as you can, that is. And since I'm leaving this guy alive, if I can, we can't get the Berserk activation from that with Hilmar. We do have the Blitzkrieg, so we can go for a stun twice. We can go for it now and at the beginning of the round. Anyways, like I said, I need to deal with the Outlaw as well. So the plan still stands to move here, I guess. With Hilmar. Then we hopefully ASAP deal with the Highwayman here and crush these enemies. Try to hold this northern flank somehow. Anyways, go for a single target attack. I guess it's only a 54. Don't really see much of a better option here. Okay, it does land. Alright. And to benefit from Inspiring Presence, I guess I move here. Though this guy might be about to die. Oh well, there's not really much else I can do with Gerhard, is there? Don't think so. Move there. Do nothing else. Highwayman with a military pick. Okay, I'm scared of that. This fight can still go in many ways. Anyways, what do I do with the Fahad? Forgot his name there for a second. Also, did you... Yeah, you actually have Pathfinder. Anyways, I guess I just hit this guy. Well, try to hit him. He succeeds. Okay. So yeah, it's getting rather hairy for Ludger here. Anyways. Stun. Is that a good thing? Well, I guess it's not a bad thing. But am I going to benefit from that stun at all? I don't think so. Because we are immediately killing this guy. Wait, probably Randolph. I don't want to wait with Randolph. Well, anyway. Alright, and now Erwin has to move here to help out. I think. Can also use the cover ally. That does of course put Erwin at risk, but I suppose it's not that big of a risk here at the beginning. Well, for the next round, because there's only like this one boss spear. It will be elevated though. Don't see much else I could do. Is there a point in going on this flank perhaps instead? To intercept the highwayman here. One could argue that's better. I could block this passage here. So I wonder how long can Adalbert survive there. Not long. Like a couple of rounds maybe. And if the Hedge Knight cannot get one of these spots... I suppose it's possible also that the Raider decides to rotate with the Hedge Knight. That might very well happen. In which case Adalbert might be dying already next round. Well, we can stun him. We can net him eventually, but it's going to take some effort. Sadly, I cannot... At the beginning of the round, passing step here with Ludger. It's actually entirely possible Ludger dies as well. Pretty quickly here. Well, as long as the majority of us make it out of it. No one's dead yet. Let's not get overly pessimistic here. So I think this might be better to go on this flank. The thing is, though, I need to deal with the outlaw. I need to deal with all of these enemies. That just makes space anyway for them, so I don't know if there's that much of a point necessarily in blocking this guy. He cannot get to us and attack unless I clear some space or he rotates in. If he goes this way, he cannot attack us. Not quite yet. I move here, then I can hold the flank there for a little bit longer. Definitely want to keep Erwin alive as well. Want to see if he succeeds with the promised potential. So what I can do, I guess, also is abandon Adalbert to his fate. See if he survives. A lot will depend on how it goes next round, I guess, as well. This target we can kill with impunity, I guess. The Hedge Knight might decide to move there, but at that point he's not that big of a threat, because he can't attack if he moves there. We can net him and potentially stun him. We might even be able to get Gerbold there to attack him pretty soon, after which he's done for, hopefully. Does also require, of course, that I actually manage to kill him. Anyway, what to do with Erwin is the question, before I got sidetracked. Yeah, I think I don't necessarily need him here, and also the terrain is kind of incentivizing me not to go there. I don't want to take this position. Yeah, I think Adalbert just has to accept that he might be about to die. We might be able to use Esvik's rotation to save him, but we'll see. So instead we go on this flank, I guess. One thing, of course, I could do with Esvik is rotate Ludger as well, or perhaps at some point rotate Gerbold again, so he can attack maybe twice with Berserk. Anyways, so that's a 57. So if I get the days, though, so I could try to stun this guy instead. Try to benefit from the days instead of the stun on the Marauder. What are you equipped with? You are equipped with a hand axe. That's actually rather bad for Hilmar, because he can go for a disarm there. Can I actually see from here? Not from there. How about from the shockwave? The days... Yes, minus 25% initiative. That will also apply on the sharpshooter. However, if I do that, it's not going to apply on these two. The Hedge Knight and the Raider. Do I care about the Hedge Knight being dazed yet? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. So I think I actually go for the Raider here. Okay, he does land it. There's the AoE daze. There's the stun. Good work. Alright. I think Winrik might opt to stay where he is. And we'll see what the Hedge Knight decides to do. If he can't reach this, he might actually well, there is the possibility, of course, that the Raider here will rotate the Hedge Knight in, like I said. However, it's possible the Hedge Knight decides to move here once there's some space, instead of stepping down. In any case, Winrik has anticipation. He has a mace, so someone needs to handle this flank. So I guess he probably stays there. Anyways, Ludger. Is there a point perhaps in trying to finish off this guy? What I could do, if I can manage that, is passing step where he is. Does that help? That clears space here, in which case Gerbold could attack the Outlaw. hopefully even finish him off, maybe. And at least he gets 2 targets to attack for Flail Spinner. So I suppose we try that. No headshots, please. Should I go for this? I don't think so. I don't usually use this Southern Sword, so I haven't been using the gash ability that much. So also it might be different between Legends and Reforged and Hardened. Anyways, I'll inspect it a little bit. 50% lower threshold to inflict injuries, applies stacks of bleeding. Okay, I don't care about those, I don't think. So do that. Passing step there, I think. Yeah. I could also try to hit this guy first before I do it, but that's a risk that could fail, so let's not. So passing step there. 62 on this guy. Now I could go for a gash, maybe. He's going to be dead pretty soon, though, so I don't know if that's helpful. It is less AP, but that doesn't matter, because I don't get to attack again, nor do I do anything else with the AP. So probably just go for a regular attack. Might even choose this one, but why would I? Equipped with a dagger and also dazed. Getting rid of him, of course, helps, though. It's the higher chance to hit. So I guess I go for it, actually. There you go. And now you stay there. The question is, if I do all of this, which I have done, what do I do with Randolph? I could passing step back there. Can I kill perhaps the sharpshooter with Randolph? Probably yes. Yes, I should be able to do that. In which case, Gerbold gets to move there. Yeah, since I have such a limited amount of space, I think I actually do passing step back because of Gerbold and Randolph being so awkwardly situated here. Keep on changing my mind, it seems. Is there a point in letting Randolph move there? So he's going to be able to attack twice. Which means he might maybe be able to kill the outlaw. Maybe. It's such a random thing, though, with this 3-headed flail. I think it's safer to move there. Might even decide to actually attack this guy. That does, of course, mean that Ludger might be taking a nasty hit from the flail here. But, oh well. You also do get to act with everyone, so perhaps I can do something with someone to mitigate that risk there. With Hilmar, perhaps. I could spend, honestly, an hour planning this round. Take into account all the berserk activations, etc, etc, etc. But yeah, let's actually passing step back there. Let's try to get through this fight in like maybe less than an hour and a half. Anyways, Randolph, you moved there. We want to keep the unstoppable bonus. It's only once though, so it's not like that big of a deal necessarily. But yeah, let's also act now to benefit from the Blitzkrieg effect. I'll just go for these regular attacks, I think. And we apply Whirling Stance again as well. Alright. Should I attack this guy first? Because I'm going to be able to hit this one anyway. Okay, we need to get him out of the way. But like one hit will do it, so I should be able to do that with attacking this raider here, right? I think so. However, I'm incorrect, which is rather bad, because now Gerbold cannot move anywhere, unless Hilmar does act first, so I can probably, yeah, I should be able to get a kill here. So it's not that bad. Anyways, I also have Wear Them Down for Randolph, and I was wondering, does that apply 3 times with the cascade? Well, with the 3-headed flail. I didn't pay that much attention. Can I see that perhaps in the combat log? I don't think it shows there. This guy is fully fatigued out though, so it might be applying 3 times, which would be rather silly. Anyways. Okay, so Edelmar. I think probably reloads and maybe does nothing else. I could also just use the take aim now though. Well, reloads at least. Doesn't have a shot yet. Will have a shot probably. But yeah, if I were to shoot now, whom would I choose? Maybe this guy. Could also now use the poison, I guess. If the Hedge Knight does indeed intend to step down, or if he's rotated in. I think I will probably wait before I do anything. Let's see what happens here. Alright, and with Esvik I think I also wait. He has the nets and he has the rotation. I don't currently see a good rotation and the Hedge Knight is way too far away. So he waits. Alright, Hilmar, you need to clear some space. I guess it's on this guy, sadly. That's kind of a waste, but... yeah, it's a waste of damage, but I need that space cleared. Is anyone else going to be able to do it? Potentially, yes. Someone like Fahad. Maybe even Gerhard. That means I forgo the bonus from Blitzkrieg, though. If I wait here. But I think it might actually be what I want to do. I don't want to attack this guy, nor do I want to attack this one. So I'm putting my faith in Gerhard and Fahad to clear this, so that I get Gerbold there. Between those two, I suppose it's going to happen. So I will wait, I think. Hilmar does have the Berserk, though. But yeah, I will wait. Alright, so Gerhard, go for it. There we go. Now, I don't seem to have anything to do for Fahad yet, since he's blocked off, so he also waits, I believe. Gerbold moves there, attacks this one, and then we get the free attack on this one as well. Alright, good. I think he also waits now. He can attack someone who comes within range. Can't rotate him closer, but I don't want to attack the stunned guy at the moment. So one of these fools will decide to step next to him, I imagine. However, I could also just reactivate Whirling Stance, which might be what I should be doing. I could use that and then use Adrenaline. Yeah, maybe that's better. It's kind of debatable, but I think it's probably better. I can also step closer, actually, and do all of that. That might actually incentivize... well, there's no space here, so the Hedge Knight might decide to move here. We'll see if the Raider rotates him or not. I'll go ahead and use Whirling Death and take a look at his initiative. It is 44. So that's definitely higher than a Hedge Knight. If I move here, I'm also interrupting the Sharpshooter. There is a slim chance of getting punctured by the dagger, though. There is a chance of that. But I think I do step there. Clear some space here. Yeah, I see another Raider. Possible of possibility of getting disarmed, potentially. Let's go ahead and use Adrenaline, and I will abuse the waiting mechanic here because of the disarm possibility. Alright, so Adalbert. I should be able to see how much damage this actually deals. 68 to 84 to hit points, that's quite a bit. Is that taking into account the days? Not sure. I don't want to clear him out of the way though. So I could go for a disarm, I guess. That's... how much is that actually? So 30 minus 25%. I think that's a huge waste of everything basically, so probably don't go for that. I could go for a stun there, which also is a bit of a waste, but yeah, with the Hedge Knight being there, might make the most sense. There is the possibility of the split attack being used, but that's fine-ish if that is indeed what he does want to do. I think I just attack one of these guys with the regular attack here. Would be nice to have the duelist perk do something here. But yeah, that's not the case. I could try to attack this Marauder, weaken him a bit, but not kill him yet. That might be the best option. But this guy is the easiest to hit. So I'll hit him. Do I hit him twice though? He's breaking. He's breaking and stunned, so he's been dealt with. Okay, now I'll attack this one. Get a bleed in there. He is unaffected morale-wise, which is quite impressive though. 82 resolve. Okay, sure. Sure, buddy. Why not? So yeah, definitely possible. Hedge Knight. It's Adalbert here. After being rotated. There might be a stun, so I will once again wait. Alright, so the Highwayman here moves there or goes this way. Let's see. Does this guy act first? Yes. Probably will be taking this spot. Who knows though? So with Erwin, I think I just step here and wait and see what develops. Though if I do that, I'm lowering Ludger's dodge bonus. So many things to take into account. Maybe I just wait. Let's just wait. Though what I could have done, I guess, was provide the cover ally there. Try not to get hit by the flail. Okay, Helmer recovers, and we'll use Onslaught next round. I think Winrick just waits and sees what develops, instead of going for the stun there. The stun will, of course, apply the AoE days to these two if it succeeds. So maybe there is a point in doing that. I think there actually might be. There actually might be. We can wait, if the Hedge Knight steps here, we can wait on trying to stun him for next round. This is the higher chance to hit, and it also applies the days there. I guess we just accept then that we might be getting hit by the Marauder here with the days. Adalbert's defenses are really poor though. Really poor. So it might be a dumb idea to wait for that. Cannot discount the disarmed raider for long though. Though if I stun this guy, then it's off the table that the Hedge Knight is rotated in which case I would imagine that he chooses to go for Gerbold. But he doesn't have Vigorous Assault, so it's fine for now. We have the nets. We don't have stuns, but we have the nets, and we have the damage. And I guess Gerbold's Flail does have the stun possibility. Okay, well, I have to make a choice. I've made my choice. Let's try to stun this guy. 62. This time we have failed. In that case, we probably just hold where we are, except that we might be getting split, which hurts a bit and will most likely hit, consuming one of these anticipation charges. The other option is to step back. I don't think I want to do that. Let's protect Adelmar. Okay, hit there. Hit there again. Nasty. Take a look at the percentages in a moment. Okay, they've blocked off the Hedge Knight, which is in a way good. Hedge Knight has stepped down. Alright. You're taking damage. I'll take a look at these chances here. 22 slash hits Gerbold. 70% bolt hits Gerbold. 12% misses. 7% misses. 5% misses. 51 hits Adalbert. 51 hits Adalbert again. 25 misses Ludger. 17% pound hits Ludger, which was rather nasty. Has taken a black eye, which is, I guess, fine-ish, but he's in the danger zone. Anyways, continue reading the list here. So let's see, where was I? Pound, yeah, 17%. And then overhead strike, 61, fair enough, hits Adalbert. Adalbert is about to go down soon. And now we have the Hedge Knight here. I guess we go for the poison option. I need to deal with the Raider though as well, who's now next to Winric. Well, it's a nasty fight. It's a nasty fight. But now we are completely free to kill these guys. We don't need to worry about the Hedge Knight taking one of those spots. Over here we are in a bit of a bind with Ludger, but he has actually a pretty decent chance of surviving. Gerbold, didn't I give you the... Let's see. Yes, I have praise for impact, so he is probably going to be fine here, especially since these guys should go down very quickly here. Anyways, I think I use Goblin Poison. And then we probably shoot the Hedge Knight. He is resilient though. I'd also just go for the Raider here. Just attack and move to a safer spot. That might be better. However, if I do that, then Fahad cannot move here to attack. Can attack this one though. At this point I might want to activate Berserk though with that. Though there is the Marauder as well. So currently I'm not benefiting that much from the poison on the Hedge Knight, I don't think. It's not in melee. The minus initiative doesn't really matter, does it? He's at 6, so it probably doesn't make any difference. Vision doesn't matter. Minus 3 action points currently doesn't matter. Also, yeah, okay, I haven't been hit on Winric yet, so he still has the 2 charges for anticipation. I think I just weakened this guy. Though I don't want to kill him too quickly, because once again the Hedge Knight can take that spot. Yeah, I'll need the nets over there. Once again, kind of a little bit similar to the situation we had a while back when we encountered the first Hedge Knight of the run. This might actually end up kind of the same way, in which the Hedge Knight is left alive and leaves. Well, we'll see. Anyways, I think I skipped the poison for now. Though I could... How many... Yeah, I have one. I mean, this is pretty easy to get. This is pretty easy to get. So I could go for the stun on the Hedge Knight now. Well, next round. 6 initiative, 6 initiative. Still possibility of rotation there as well. So I guess the initiative thing does come into play a little bit, perhaps. Also running out of fatigue on Winric. I could, of course, poison both of these guys. Probably. So I'm down to 12 initiative already. Nah, I'll just attack here, I think. Move there, and we'll just deal with the consequences. And yes, of course, the knockback is still there. I didn't see it in the description, though. Oh, there it is. It's in this description. I don't see it in the shoot heavy bolt. Why? As far as I can see, it's not there. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Move there. Don't use the dog. We need Eswig over here for the Hedge Knight, I guess. So move on over there. Also has the rotation. Alright. 72 only to hit the Marauder. He has -3 initiative. This guy is no longer stunned. He has -8 initiative. I think I try to activate the Berserk with this Raider here. And then after that, we might have a better shot at someone else. And also opens up the possibility of moving somewhere. He gets it. So I could go for a Reap here. Or actually maybe here. Though this guy is now fleeing. I should go for a Reap though, surely. Instead of trying to single target this. So step here, I guess. There's also this Reap. Can I deal with this guy early enough? Probably. I think this guy takes priority, actually. I don't want to be hit again. And that shouldn't kill outright. Which means that the Highwayman cannot attack us yet. He has rotation though, so he might decide to go there. Oh, you're fleeing. Okay. Well, that definitely helps. Now for Fahad. Okay, Fahad could go for this. I think that makes sense. And next round perhaps even use a dog. Yes, let's go for it. This is the higher chance to hit though. I think I still need to prioritize this though. Also, that's easy enough to deal with Randall. Alright, one more hit required. Is there a chance for Adalbert? A slim one, perhaps. Alright, Erwin, you just need to deal with this Highwayman, I guess. There's not really nothing else that you can do, as far as I can see. Yeah, just move there and wait, I think. And by wait, I mean do nothing. I don't think I need to cover ally, do I? Yeah, I don't think that's helpful at all. Oh, you're there now. Okay. Interesting choice. Alright. Like I said, that's easy for Randolph to kill. However, is it better actually to go for it here? It's the higher chance. Berserk activation would be nice. That would be very nice indeed. So it's from the Sharpshooter or the Raider. I guess it doesn't matter that much which one I choose necessarily. Does it? Just go for this. Gets both of them. 3 down. Well done, I suppose. Now Randolph. What will Randolph do? I guess he could handle the Marauder. Or the Highwayman. Anyways, I think we probably skip Adrenaline here. Save some fatigue. Alright, so I can move here and attack twice. I can move here and attack twice. That's a Berserk activation for someone though, so I think I go for the Highwayman. This makes sense to me. Also, probably takes care of this, well, maybe not with this weapon, but has 2 targets to attack anyway. That deals so little. So little. Let's see. Also, let's take a look at his fatigue numbers. 41. Cascade hits 95. So actually, that's way too far. Let's see. Cascade misses 84. Cascade hits 89. Cascade misses 89. And then we hit the other guy. Anyways, let's take a look here. So 41 fatigue. 79. It seems to be working with all 3 strikes. That might need to be changed, because that seems very powerful. Maybe too powerful. He's completely fatigued out now and has the worn down effect. Not sure if this actually helps us, but anyway, it's there. Alright. And then Ludger no longer needs to worry about this guy. I think now he waits for this one to die though, instead of doing anything else. All he can do is move, basically. Idleburst's chances of surviving are extremely slim here. The Raider here might finish him off. If not that one, then this one. Anyways, he's still confident. And he still has the 9 lives. I can command someone. Is that something I should be doing? Potentially. Potentially. Maybe command Hilmar? Can get a morale hit from that. Now that I have one of these flails and currently no one else is going for a 2-handed flail, I'm not going to be as bummed out if the Hedge Knight again escapes. Of course, I would like to get his armor though. It's kind of a huge risk going for it, but if I can lower his resolve, of course, that's worthwhile and semi-safe. They don't have something like Back to Basics, which is a perk in Legends, which gives them a chance to rally as they take damage. So we probably can manage that. He does have the Underdog though, so definitely want a net if I attempt it. If it goes badly, he's going to start thrashing all around and annihilating people. Anyways, I was thinking about the command. If I kill this guy with Hilmar, and then activate Berserk, can I still move there and attack this guy? Probably not. Actually, yes. Yes, I can, I think. There might be another better command. Also, I should move here before I command, I guess, because I get the 3 AP back from Supporter. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I want this guy to not die too early, nor get knocked back again. That's a completely different matter though, getting sidetracked. Anyways, let's go for it. So, command, U. I have 5 AP left. Can I do anything with that? Not sure. Let's wait. Now finish this guy. Nice. And move here. Still attack this one with a single target attack. Or actually go for a reap maybe. I don't think that's a good use of fatigue though. We want Hilmar to maintain his fatigue as well because of the possibility of daggering the Hedge Knight. That doesn't do much, but it's something. Misses what? Was that a 5%? How was it that low? Did Duelist grant defenses? +2 reach. That's, in a way, I guess that's defense. Did you have an injury of some kind? Well, yes, but... Well, I guess he's just breaking. Oh, no, it's, parry? No, it's not from... Oh, yes, it is from parry, because of, it's lowered because he's in melee range. The range defense is, I guess. Anyways, Fahad. What will Fahad do? There's a point to be made to step in here. That might actually be a good idea. Maybe. Is anyone else keen on taking that spot? Not anytime soon, as far as I can see. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So move there. Maybe attack this guy. I don't want the slim chance of that killing. Not going to calculate if it can kill, but let's move there and probably wait. So what I can also do is knock back. Repel this one. Which might save Adalbert's life, so I should probably go for it. Yeah, let's do that. 50% miss. Nice to see. Elmer. So we still have the onslaught. I guess we probably use it. Hedge Knight acts in 3. I think I wait with the net. I'm pretty keen on daggering him. We of course get some help from onslaught for doing so. He probably doesn't want to step there. So we'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. But anyways, I should probably activate the onslaught now instead of waiting for it. Though I'm not in the middle here and I've used backup plan. So maybe I wait with that still. And you also wait, of course. If the Hedge Knight wants to move here, what then? I think that's probably fine, actually. We can go for the stun. Net and stun, and then we are pretty close to him. So you do nothing, Winric, for now. Goes for the flank and reactivates Whirling Death. Alright. Yeah, I think this time I do want to dagger him, so we'll use a net perhaps to slow him down first. And we'll see, maybe use Erwin to tank him for a little bit. Anyways, no reason I think to use any poison here. Let's start killing. As well as you can, at least. Alright, yeah, Erwin, you're required here now. So 6 of them left. They should still be fighting back, I think. I could accept that I might be getting hit once here with Adalbert. Not sure if that helps at all. But he does have the 9 lives still in effect, so it seems he will survive this. But yeah, I think I just... now that the opportunity is here, just move away. As we discussed, I cannot disarm the Hedge Knight. And yeah, okay, just move. Okay. Laughs as he goes. 82 missed there. Do I let him go because I might want Ludger to help with the daggering? I think I probably will. He can leave if he wants. Someone might have a dog they can use. Maybe, I don't know. So let's move Ludger like... So it keeps bugging out here. Move like there and get your dagger out. We'll see how good or bad of an idea it is to try to dagger this Hedge Knight. Might still want to poison him, maybe, if it looks like that it's going to be too dangerous. That at least prevents him from Berserk activating. Attacking... Well, actually, he has combo, so it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, he has combo, so I guess we don't care about the poison at all. Anyways, do things here. Going there now. Elmer. Yeah, let's wait with your onslaught. I think we'll use that once we start daggering, I guess. Could use his dog. It's not guaranteed it does decide to go for the fleeing enemy though. Maybe just step here. And he can also participate in the daggering, I guess. Get your dagger out. Alright, let's use a net. Nets are semi-cheap. They're not easy to come by necessarily, but they're semi-cheap, so it's fine. You moved there. Might want to go for the stun next round already. Now we deal with the rest of these fools. Out of curiosity, what is your resolve, Mr. Hedge Knight? 115, that's a lot. Anyways. Move in position, I guess. So yeah, we'll move Erwin next to him, I guess. And then if he does get hit, I guess I go for the stun already. Anyways, deal with these fools. I'm not going to use the dog because it might go for the Hedge Knight once these guys are gone. You don't have a dagger anyway. Okay. I think I'd rather get my dagger out with Hilmar instead of doing anything here. So, do that. Hilmar, let's probably wait. Does that accomplish anything though? We can get Gerbold closer to benefit from that. He needs to recover though, probably. Well, it's for 2 rounds. I'll just use it. Alright. Erwin, good luck to you. So you're getting hit a lot. Very easily, because this does nothing, so it's 25 melee defense. It does have the steel brow though. But I don't want the Hedge Knight getting away this time. Steel brow nimble. 68 hit points. Armor is mostly intact. Do you have anything that boosts damage? Well, Killing Frenzy, yeah, but that's not active. Well, I think I risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. Let's see. Like I said, we can go for the stun as well. And ideally, we get to dagger him pretty soon here. But yeah, Erwin might have to pay the ultimate price for this greed here. You wait. You wait. May want to reapply the net. May even want to rotate in. Right, you guys can handle that for now. Let's just recover. Edelmar also has a wooden stick. I could, in desperation, go for that. For now, though, probably just recover. We did get hit. He also breaks free from the net, and thanks to combo, he's able to reactivate Rolling Death. Now, that's a bit of a bummer. Breaks free chance 99. Okay. Well, anyways. Let's reapply the net and then probably go for the stun. Just come down from there. Alright, go for the stun, 78. Gets it, and there's also an injury. Minus 25% melee defense. That's quite helpful. I think I don't step there, because Hilmar can move there, so instead move there. He's still unaffected morale-wise, though. And also, yeah, Ludger can move there as well. It's just Ludger takes that in that case. Alright, so 73 now, or I wait. I guess it doesn't matter because of the underdog. So start doing things. Still not affected morale-wise. Might as well just do this manually here. Right. So I have the dog. The guy who left is still in the field. I'll let him go though. I think he's going to be too far anyway. And also he's not even fleeing anymore. He's well, he's fleeing, but he's not in the fleeing state. So you do that and nothing else. Okay. Step there, I guess. Also, does this guy have battle flow? As far as I can see, no. Well, that's good. Let's surround him. Edelmar, I guess, does nothing. Thanks to Resilient, he cannot be stunned twice in a row. I don't know. Do that. Okay, so now I want the maximum benefit out of Inspiring Presence, I guess. But daggering is so fatigue intensive. It seems like that might not do anything. And I don't have a dagger for Esvig. That's a slight mistake on my part. Now he's essentially useless there. I can rotate someone else in who comes close by, but everyone else who can do anything is far away. But the Hedge Knight is still stunned, so I can step away if I'd like. That I can do, so I could get like Erwin out of there. Maybe that helps. How about doing 2 rotations here? Yeah, that also helps. That also helps. Gets Winrick in range. Though Winrick is fatigued out, so he cannot go for the puncture. He needs to recover. But anyway, I think that's what I do. And probably do nothing else. Okay, Gerbold, let's see if you can get there in time to do anything. Erwin does have a dagger. Still completely unaffected by this. Alright. I I think I get the dagger out with Winric as well. We'll just rely on daggering instead of trying for the stun once that's possible again. He can go for one. Yeah, there we go. Wavering. He's back now though. Initiative of -39, so potentially gets to do nothing. Right, is there any spot where I benefit from Inspiring Presence? It looks like Hilmar would benefit. Does he though? So it's a puncture is 20 fatigue. I can't do... Well, I can do 3. He gets 15 back, right? So do I move there in that case? I guess I do. I also do have a dagger for Gerhard. Alright, well, best of luck to us. Not that we really need it, necessarily. Alright, so Gerbold, let's get you somewhere where you can potentially be, maybe, rotated in eventually. So I guess there. Alright. One more should do it. There we go. There we go. Alright. Ultimately went pretty well. Did I get lucky in that everyone survived? Maybe. Adalbert is alive still. This is, I think, Ludger's old level up. I didn't give him that perk point. We find our first famed item of the run. It seems to be a nimble armor. 163. Stamina penalty of 13. So nimble or flexible armor. I guess that's a good thing. Would have preferred a weapon though. So we get the two-handed flail. We get the helmet. We do not get the armor of the Hedge Knight. Anyways, good fight, I'd say. Took quite a bit of time, so not sure if... Well, if you're watching, then you are a patient one, I guess. But not everyone will be as patient. Anyways. Distinguished Ogre Skin. I think that goes for Gerbold here. Seems like a fairly simple, easy choice here. And then we can give this one, I suppose... Let's see... Not to Randulf, someone else. How about Hilmar? Already has one of these, which is kind of a little bit better. How about a Ludger? Yeah, that's a slight upgrade. Let's do that. Okay, anything else that I found? Yes, the Greatsword. So that's a new weapon for Ludger. There we go. Still no Zweihander, but it's a start. And I think now I can take Formidable Approach. That's probably what I choose here. Instead of Rebuke, Enguard, Wear Them Down, Death Dealer, or Sweeping Strikes, or Vanquisher. Yeah, I think I'll go with Formidable Approach. There we go. So perk-wise, Ludger is now finished. We are pretty damaged here. Guess we, yeah, this place is now some place I can visit. Let's go to probably Dornberg after I've camped for a bit. Probably. So went pretty well, I'd say. Probably better than the expected value was. Okay, Olvir is begging. So I can improve his mood by giving him a few crowns. I think I will, mainly because we are playing the Davkul Cultist Origin and the next sacrifice event is closing in. He's content. Why are you only content, Oliver? Only content. Anyways. Let's head to Dornberg now. If I can make it there before nightfall, that would be nice. If not, then no big deal. Alright. Let's inspect the shops. Is there anything here that I'd like to buy? It seems like that is not the case. I'll get one stack of tools though. So I am at 19, I'll still take a look at the recruiting list. There's no one I'd like, it seems. Alright, well in that case, let's go visit Wesenstadt. Our first time there. Probably do some contracts there as well to improve the relations. Marauding greenskins, ambushed trade routes, terrified villagers, and marauding greenskins number 2. Let's have a drink. It's a lot of money. You heard of Tomb of the Forefathers? Ask anyone around here. It's been haunting Wesenstadt since before I was born. Folks say some armor from the guards is sealed there for all time, back from when man first settled here. Tomb of the Forefathers, huh? Okay, Drive of Brigands. Not sure I care about a one skull contract of that nature. Caravan to Dornberg. I'll take that. Let's see if I can spawn something there. Hilariously enough, the caravan is orange colored due to my past actions. Despite us being the ones who protect it. Okay, orc marauders are attacking. I have no idea why. There's some orc young and our first orc berserker. They have no chance against us, but whatever. They're orcs. So what can you expect? Also, yeah, the berserkers probably have savage strength as well. Why would they not? That means that I cannot disarm them. So I suppose Adalbert steps out of the lineup for someone who's leveling. Let's bring in Vander at least. I have 3 of these promise potential characters here in the reserves. None of them have converted. Hopefully I can keep all of them around. But yeah, anyways. Fahad also is not a cultist. I might let him sit this one out. Let's bring in, like, maybe this new guy. Yeah, let's bring in the new guy who's only level 1. Alright, so our first berserker of Hardened. Battering Ram, Berserk, Brace for Impact, okay. Healing Frenzy, Pathfinder, Resilient, Vigorous Assault. Okay, that's something I need to take into account. So he can move twice and still attack with something like a Berserk Chain. Not Nimble or anything like that, though. -5 melee defense. 250 hit points. I do probably just step forward instead of holding position. Unsure of whether that's actually the best option though, but whatever. It's an easy fight. Apart from the Berserker. So Erwin, I suppose, can tank a hit or maybe even two from the Berserker. So probably use him there instead of trying to like spear wall him or something. And also, yes, I probably just use the Blitzkrieg, which completely trivializes this already. Yeah, sure. Keep on forgetting I have that for some reason. Anyways, so Vilrek, I don't know. Wait for now. Rotate someone? Not sure if there's a good rotation. I guess there is. Hilmar. Yeah, Hilmar is an excellent... No, you can't. Because of the height difference, you cannot... You cannot do the rotation there. Well, in that case, just advance, I suppose. Do I even want to knock him back? I guess I do. Or at least it doesn't, like, matter much. Yeah, move back. Would be hilarious to have multiple people use these spiked impalers. Vander here, let's just move like there, I guess. Should be fine. Yeah, probably move there. Wait for it, though. Vinrik here. I guess. Though I can't attack from this location with Hilmar, can I? So actually, never mind. Vinrik there. And also the orcs are easy enough to hit. I don't need the height advantage for Hilmar. The music play out there for a bit. Right. Time for you orcs to die. Do a rotation here. I'm killing them too fast though, so the Berserker, it seems, might get away. Do I care about the Berserk chain? I would imagine I don't. Not for Gerbold. It's too heavy to use. But, I don't know. I guess I could try to get Erwin next to it to get the kill. Like I said, I can take a hit. I think. So it should be fine. Where does this one get knocked back to? Is this a kill? Maybe. Unlikely, though. Okay, that's a good spot. That is a good spot. Yeah, let's use Erwin. Also, the Berserker might even start fleeing here, so it's fine. It's fine. Alright, so basically guaranteed getting hit here. But he has the steel brow and he also benefits from one with the shield, so 40% less hit point damage while shield wall is not in effect to the body. So let's see how much damage he takes there. Zero. It's only 40%. Okay. Sure. Alright. How about now? Okay, there we go. But yeah, it's not like that bad. Laugh while you can. 95 miss. Alright, sure. $61 miss. Where the hell are you? Oh, hidden behind Gerhard. Okay, sure. There we are. A couple of levels out of that. We do get the Berserk chain. Will it see any use? I'll keep it around, I think. Weight of 30 and 20 fatigue to use the pound. Requires quite the specimen to wield it. Though I suppose in Reforged there's ways. With battle flow, finesse, etc. Anyways, Will Rake level 2 picks up promised potential. +3 start for melee skill. Excellent. And I guess I do build initiative as well. And then we have Gerhard, who reaches level 11. More resolve, fatigue, and I suppose the +2 melee skill over the hit points. And we have 1 perk point. So that can go on leverage or Pathfinder, I think. I think those are the best options that I see here. So, I don't know. Both of them have uses. I think I'm leaning towards Pathfinder since it's far more important that he be able to rally people. Helps positioning, helps with the fatigue, and since he's wielding this battle standard, which is an okay weapon, I guess it's not like that important that he sometimes gets to attack twice. How often is that going to occur anyway? Let's go with Pathfinder. So now he is finished. He didn't even have access to quick hands, in which case I could use some other type of weapon with the battle standard. Anyways, let us head to our destination. Here we go. Alright, have we finally... No. Nothing at the Fletcher, at least. There is a nimble armor at the armorer, though, as well as a couple of helmets. That is hugely expensive, though. I think I'll leave this armor be. It seems to be... Well, when we compare it to the one we just got, it rolled worse. You'll find plenty more. How about the helmets, though? This is excellent. 144. Weight of 2. Yeah, I'll get the Mercenary's Helmet of the Wolf, but probably nothing else. It's also the cheapest item. And that also, I guess, goes to Gerbold. Gerbold is my best damage. He needs to stay alive. And he also doesn't have Steel Brow. I mean, this is best if you're nimble, I guess, though. I'm not sure how much... Well, it gives him some more fatigue. Let's take a look at this number as well. 39.28. 45.30. The initiative-based bonus goes down though, especially since I didn't take Unstoppable. Anyways, let's give it to Gerbold. Let's give it to Gerbold. And also, yes, this helmet, I guess, is better than this. No, it's basically the same one. It's the same helmet, it just looks different. No one else is Battleforged for now, so I guess no one uses it for now. Alright. At this point, let's head to Lugnistead, because we have plenty of things to sell. And yeah, I don't care about the other contracts at Wesenstadt. Also, it seems the road ends there. Probably. There's still one... There's still one southern city-state we haven't uncovered. So actually the road probably doesn't end there. It leads to the city-state somewhere there. But anyways, let's go to Lugnistead. Kill anything we find along the way as well. The greenskin invasion should be over any day now. And we'll also have the sacrifice event probably soon. So first to Eichholz. Couple of unholds in... Bog unholds, okay. Couple of unholds in the forest. Okay, at this point we can deal with unholds, sure. Still, no one has Indom, but it's only 2 to 3 of them. Also repair the Berserk chain, even if no one's... And also this. I guess I'll keep both of them around, probably, for now. One of these promised potential characters might end up using a flail. Even maybe Erwin, because if he succeeds, he can roll the flail perk group. Anyways, unholds. 3 unholds. I guess I wait because... Well, let's see. How far can they get? I mean, I'm holding position, yeah, but should I wait or end round here? I'll just... I'm not afraid. Just end. We'll use... Maybe we'll use hold steady, so I'll wait with you. Okay. One thing I could have done at that city by the sea, or... Well, I guess it's the sea, yeah. Could have bought some nets. Maybe I should have. Mayhaps I should have. Alright, let's inspect. Bog unhold. So recovers 20% of maximum hit points at the beginning of turn. Immune to being disarmed. Well, of course, immune to being rotation. Okay. I guess that means barbarians cannot rotate unholds. Anyways, negative status effects on you last -1 turns. Plus resilient. Stalwart. Immunity to be against being knocked back or pulled up close. Pathfinder, crippling strikes, battering ram. Split shield. Okay. That's, I think, new. Hardened has added that, I suppose. Sweeping strike, fleeing back, unstoppable charge. Alright, I guess we engage with this one, and over here we move like Erwin to the front. Or rather, well, let's see. Well, depending on... Well, not depending. At the start of the... Well, then again, I can use the hold steady, so it doesn't matter if they stun us. Or use that already. Alright, so let's wait for them, I suppose. They are also waiting. Well, this one decided to do that. Oh, moves 1 tile and holds there. This one waits. Well, Let's use the Blitzkrieg, I guess. You go there. You do nothing. Alright, nice days there. Off with your head. Alright, so we don't have the unstoppable bonus. Let's just wait, I guess. Might be in melee range in a moment. Attack once and keep the rotation as an option. Recover. Yeah, okay, that clears some space at least. Right, Gerbold over there in this case. Also, what is your reach, Unhold? 6. 6 is fine. Rotation there. Down they go. We'll wreck levels. Level 3 for him. Takes 9 lives. Plus 4 melee defense. Plus 5 initiative. And... resolve for hit points. I'll go for resolve this time. Suppose I could have gone hit points resolve instead of initiative. So hunt down Webnect's contract here. I might not do that. Yeah, let's just continue to our destination. Taxidermist though. High enough for a mantle, yeah. Large quiver of bolts. Yes. I don't have an archer. So I just make 2 of these. So now Adelmar has some bolts. So, the Heinefer Mantle. I suppose I do use that on the Distinguished Ogre skin. And at some point we will, I suppose, perhaps give that to someone who has dodge. But this still helps someone like Gerbold because of the flexible. And it's plus 15 durability. Maybe keep the other one for now. Wait for a famed nimble armor or something. But yeah, let's put that there. There we go. Onwards. And we have a tavern at both of these places, so if the sacrifice triggers... you want lindworms, huh? Yeah, I'm going to pass. We could probably do that, but there would be casualties perhaps. Not really worth it. I don't have a good enough tank to really hold lindworms. I do want to see how lindworms are in Hardened though at some point, but not yet. Selling price here is 16. Onwards to Lugnisted. Alright, here we go. No ambushed trade routes here though. However, that does also come with a famed weapon at the weaponsmith. And it seems to be good. Bloody pole blade. Enhanced damage. What is the other attribute though? It seems to be a lower weight. Okay, that's the worst one. But that's a buy. Does mean I stop sword lancing with Hilmar. That's fine though. Yeah, just buy that. And let's give that to Hilmar. My best pole armor. And I do have another polearm specialist. That is Fahad, who is here. However, he has a low fatigue, so I'm going to miss the sword lance. What I could do is keep Hilmar with the sword lance, at least for some fights, and give this to someone else. Worth considering. For now, I will, however, just let Hilmar have that. I'll take a look at the recruits. Despite the 19, there's one expensive cripple. Okay, him I will leave for now. There might have been a cultist here. Couple of contracts. This is a caravan to Thunderstead, probably skip. And this is a delivery. Finster Whaler. Alright, selling price here is 20. Okay, so I'll do plenty of selling and end the episode here. Also, let's buy some tools. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.